All right, Blue Jay fans, it's that time of the week again. We got a ton of games to talk about. Obviously, they played every single day, plus one day they played a doubleheader. So let's get right to it. We left off at Game 10 of the spring training. Game 11, nothing really positive to talk about. 5-1 loss to the Atlanta Braves. That's just that. No, none of the guys really performed great. Nothing really happened. So let's move on from that. Game 12, it was a split squad. That was a split squad game, games 12 and 13. And in Game 12 against the Detroit Tigers, Dalton Pompey, great to see him get some action, get to see him going 2 for 4 in that game. Teoscar Hernandez 2 for 3 as well. He's been darn good in the spring so far. And that came out to a 6-5 Blue Jays victory. And then the Blue Jays in the other half win 13-4, and Curtis Granderson goes 2 for 3. Devin Travis goes 2 for 4. J-Happ gives up 1 run in 3 innings of work. And the guy I want to talk about, not just because of this game, but overall, John Axford, Canadian boy. He's been perfect so far in the spring. Even up to today's game, he's been perfect. Very interesting to see. Obviously, the Jays signed Tyler Clippard as well. He's been perfect in his innings. But again, it's still very early to tell what's going to happen with these guys. Game 14, the Jays win 9-3, and boy, was this an entertaining game for Blue Jays fans because you got to look at the future. Anthony Alford, 3 for 4. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 2 for 2 in this one. Aaron Sanchez, 3 innings, and yes, he had some troubles early on. However, he did get 5 strikeouts against pretty much the Baltimore Orioles opening day lineup. And really mixed his pitches well. No blister. Obviously a great sign. That's beautiful to see. Aaron Loup, Ryan Tepera get some clean innings of work. And now we get to talk about the prized possessions of this team, of this future moving forward. We were all surprised when we saw Vladdy Jr. in the starting lineup. 18-year-old Vladdy Jr. And then we hear Bo Bichette is probably going to be coming off the bench. And we're like, huh. Okay, let's see what happens. Well, these young studs, man, they do not disappoint. I was talking about these guys all last year. I think every Jays fan was talking about these guys all last year. Bo Bichette, Vladdy Jr., in their first spring training appearance ever in the majors. Bo Bichette goes 2 for 3 with a run and 2 RBIs. Vladdy Jr., 4 for 5 and scores 2. Yeah, the future's exciting with Anthony Alford going 3 for 4, Gurriel 2 for 2, and Bichette going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored, and Guerrero 4 for 5 with a couple runs scored. Oh, baby, I'm excited. But that begs the question, what happens if this team starts tanking midway through the year? Do you call these guys up? No. You stay packed. You do not rush these kids up here. They're not even 20 years of age. Why would you rush them? Why? You would never do that. That's just my opinion on that. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Moving on. Game 15. Blue Jays win 8-5 over Baltimore. So bottom line, Jays have now won 4 straight at this point. And in this game, you saw K-Money, Kendrys Morales, do his thing, go 2 for 4. Marco Estrada was terrific. 4 innings, 2 Ks, only 1 run given up, but he does not walk a batter. And that's something we've seen from Marco in the spring so far. He's tweaked some delivery, tweaked how he holds his changeup a little bit. He's looked really good, and it shows there. Osuna and Tyler Clippard have clean innings of work in that game, and the Jays, like I said, won 8-5. Next game, Jays win 6-3 over Detroit Tigers. Curtis Granderson, 2 for 3, another home run. He's got 4 home runs in the spring. This guy's a freak. He's having a really, really great start to his spring training. Teoscar Hernandez, I think he goes 1 for 3, but he has a grand slam in there. And Jaime Garcia, his first start of the spring, goes 3 innings, no runs, couple strikeouts. I'll take that any day of the week, my man. Game 17, Blue Jays lose 5-0 to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Danny Barnes had a clean inning of work. That's where I'm going to leave it. Next game, that was today. Boston beats the Jays 6-4. J-Hap gets roughed up in his outing of work. He didn't look all that great. However, the bats, we saw some positivity. 3 for 3 for Kevin Pillar. Justin Smoke, he's had a tough spring so far. Goes 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Great to see. Aledmus Diaz, one of our offseason acquisitions, hasn't really done a whole lot in the spring. He goes 2 for 4 in this game. Great to see that as well. Tyler Clippard, Roberto Osuna, Ryan Tepera, clean innings of work. And that's something I've been really impressed with so far is the ability of Roberto Osuna and Ryan Tepera have not given up a run yet in the spring. Those are your two main guys at the end of the bullpen. They've had a great start to their spring. They got to continue that heading into the year. Obviously, Osuna had a tough season last year when it comes to blowing saves. Ryan Tepera had a terrific season. But you look on to build on that, right? You look to build on a great year and make it an even better season. So if you look at the whole record, Jays are 2 games under 500. But if you're looking at it for the week and when I talked to you guys last, well, 0-1, 2-1 with both in the split squad wins, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3 in this week. I'm not complaining. And we've seen some very good things all that time. And ladies and gentlemen, we are only a few weeks away from first pitch at the Rogers Center on March 29th against the New York Yankees. It's a 3:37 first pitch. That's nasty. And an opening day on a Thursday? Whatever. I guess that's the way she goes, right? That's stupid. But anyways, so what can we take from this past week? Well, you saw a good look at the future guys. They looked really good. What have you seen from the starting rotation? Well, J-Hap had a rough outing today, and you saw Marco Estrada. He's pitched great. Aaron Sanchez, he's looked fantastic. Garcia, Jaime, threw 3 cleaning innings of work in his first start of the spring. Obviously, Marcus Stroman still dealing with the inflammation or whatever you want to call it with his shoulder. He's not going to get the opening day start. Understandably so. Look, I understand everyone's like, oh, come on, he's got to play. Like, come on. Look, guys. You don't play for game 1 of the season. You play for game 162, whether it's a wild card berth or who the heck knows what can happen. You don't play for day 1. You play for the entire season. And if Marcus Stroman is not 100% on day 1, why throw him out there? Get him hurt even more? Then he's out for a longer period of time, and then we're like, oh, God. Oh, no. He's just going to be out even longer. This is atrocious. Here comes the injuries again. Why don't we just wait a little bit? He might still pitch in that series just later on in the series. So that's not an issue. I'm assuming Aaron Sanchez is going to get the ball in game 1 of the year. He's had a great spring. He's probably pumped to get going again. I wouldn't be opposed to starting him game 1 of the year. I want to hear what you guys have to say. With Marcus Stroman not being able to go game 1 of the regular season against the New York Yankees on Thursday, March 29th, who's your opening day starter? I'm going to leave that to you guys, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. Again, just broke things down a little bit. Gave you guys a little bit of an update about what's going on and kind of an opinion. Who's impressed you? And who has not really looked good at all to you? That's your guys' opinion. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. And we'll talk to hey, that's going to do it for this one, you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are pumped for Blue Jays baseball to get going, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What have you thought of the Jays play over the past week? Again, who have you been impressed with? Who have you not been impressed with? I want to hear what you guys have to say, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow with the podcast, guys. Link will be in the description for the podcast channel and the podcast to iTunes. It'll be right in the description. Go subscribe to all that stuff, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Episode 3 will be out tomorrow, and that's going to be a fun one to talk about. All the Raptors stuff, tons of Blue Jays news to talk about. We'll get to that tomorrow as me and Evan break that bad boy down. And we'll talk to you guys, obviously, next week, Jays edition. Right, we'll talk about this past week's game. So it's there's a split squad in there against the Canadian Juniors, but they're off on Wednesday, so it's probably gonna be 7 games if I'm not mistaken. Hey, let's just see some progression. See who does well, and we'll talk to you guys then. Hoping talking about all that stuff. We'll talk to you guys Raptors edition. That'll be, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, they're taking on the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow. And the question I have to you: will DeMarre Carroll play, or will he sit out with soreness or rest because he's a pansy? Anyways, we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition. That'll be Wednesday, as the Leafs take on the Dallas Stars at the Air Canada Center. I will be at that game, so that video will be uploaded late for you guys, but it will be uploaded on Wednesday night. All right, so we'll talk to you guys then, hoping for some wins and hoping for some positivity out of the Blue Jays. We'll talk to you guys then.